welcome to the Cinescape podcast, where we're changing the landscape of movie and TV news and reviews. Happy Thursday, everybody. I am, of course, your host, Sean Harrigan, joined as always by Bill Rowdy Tozzi. What's going on, buddy? So, we're back again for another episode. We got some TV stuff to talk about, some movie stuff to talk about.
Right.
Do you want to talk about anything else? You got anything? Anything good? We talk about this stuff all the time. You know?
We talked about your fucking soda debacle here.
Yeah, if you're just if you're on Instagram right now while we're recording this, you've been seeing a little behind the scenes sneak peek here before the show started. Bill and I walked over to our adjacent Wawa and got some beverages. Bill, what you get?
I based on our prior conversation earlier, I decided to get a cherry Dr. Pepper.
Right.
From from one of those new fangled fountain soda machines that you can press and choose, just about any flavor you want. Fucking great choice here. Quenched my my thirst. Then you proceeded to get a soda after me.
Yeah.
And you didn't go cherry Dr. Pepper.
No, well, as I was watching you push the buttons on the display, I saw the different choices out there, the vanilla,
vanilla.
cherry, obviously, regular, but then I saw an option all the way to the left of the screen.
To the left.
And it had strawberry. I'm like, whoa,
Yes.
Never heard of this. I figure I know what strawberries taste like. I know what Dr. Pepper tastes like. Put the two together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, take the good, take the bad, put them together. What do you have? Strawberry Dr. Pepper is the correct answer.
Yes.
Highly disappointed.
Yeah, clearly strawberry was not one of the 23 flavors that,
it doesn't seem to be.
that it was intended to be made with. That guy was probably promptly fired for even suggesting strawberry.
After tasting what I've been sipping here, I would have to agree that that gentleman should have been let go of his job, stripped of his title.
All right, gentlemen, we've cut it down to 23 flavors, and what is it? Anybody have any other input on the final selection of flavors? Yes, Randy. I think we should put strawberry in there. Randy, you're fired. Pack your shit and get out.
Wow.
No more praise for you here at Dr. Pepper.
Now, so this soda is not very good. I'm going to keep drinking it, though.
And did you do a test sip?
No.
You didn't do a test sip?
No test sip.
So, you know what? The audience should not feel bad.
Just went in full bore.
Full
reckless
bore.
abandon. You could call it. Yeah, it's not very good, but it's what I got. I got to roll with here this episode, so I don't get my mouth all dried out, cotton mouth.
You didn't want to. You clearly did not employ better judgment on
No, I gotta say I just threw caution to the wind.
You probably would have been better off with like vanilla Dr. Pepper.
See, vanilla's gross to me.
Right, but which is grosser?
Ooh, that's interesting. I wouldn't continue drinking the vanilla at all if I had it, but this, I'm gonna keep drinking it. But yeah, I would. I'm not a vanilla soda fan.
Ooh, vanilla.
Oh, vanilla. You should have went with that from the beginning. Dex, you got Suburban Paranormal going.
Yeah.
Released your third episode recently of the podcast. How's your experience going with that so far?
Good. We seem to be getting a good amount of listeners. The engagement's been pretty good. Got a few people send some stuff in. Started a paranormal dad jokes segment, and people seem to like that. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. A lot of crazy stuff going on out there right now that we're talking about. So, definitely tune in. Episode 4 is going to be released this weekend.
Excellent. Yeah, we're very excited to not only have ourselves and Suburban Paranormal as a part of the brand new Cinescape Media Network, but we also have Mixtape Radio, who is debuting their second episode this coming Monday, Mixtape Monday at 7 a.m. You can get that show where all good podcasts are found, as well as on our YouTube channel, so make sure you're subscribing to that.
It's just a Mixtape Monday.
Yeah. Host Mike Shea does a great job.
Yeah,
so we're looking forward to that. He actually sent over the episode file today, so we'll get that scheduled for post and up for you guys.
We're going to schedule it for pickup.
Right, absolutely. Check our schedules.
Check out schedule.
But you know what, Bill?
What?
I think we've gotten away from why we're here today.
Why?
Let's.
Because the great Lord Jesus told us to come here.
Yeah, actually.
He said,
Side note.
Go to Dexter's laboratory.
So we are at Dex's abode here,
Laboratory.
and outside of his building here.
Sean, just say it. It's a fucking laboratory.
All right, the laboratory.
Thank you.
Moreover, sir, there is a building in this complex here, which seems to double as not only a church but a dentist's office as well. It's got a giant
Penis.
no, a giant silver tooth statue thing out there
Silver
that
tooth?
would make the golden calf and the Ten Commandments blush a little bit. Dex, what is going on over there? Is it like some weird dentist cult?
Dude, I have no idea. You would think one of them was shut down, but no, they both seem to be legit businesses being run out of there. I don't know if maybe they don't hold church there, but it is weird to have a giant church sign that says, come see us on Sunday, and then right there is a giant silver tooth that's like, come get some dentist work.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be either some kind of religious cult that's very dental oriented.
Yeah.
Or
Satanist.
I don't know what else it could be, because it would have to be a synagogue instead of a church.
There's something about this area and co-occupied businesses. Think about where we graduated, for example. They used to
Right.
Graduated in a fucking church.
Yeah.
Christian Life Center.
and it had a Starbucks in
public
there
school.
at the time. Remember? Like everybody was like,
Because everybody's
we're all graduating. Everybody's like, I think I'm gonna go grab a frappuccino before this thing gets started.
some Jesus juice, like it's blessed or some shit.
Yeah.
The Lord shall not enter the gates of heaven without a double iced macchiato.
That'll be 15 Jesus dollars.
8 shekels.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, we're going to... I didn't have a good segue for that, I'll be honest with you. So,
Stink.
yeah, we're a little off today. But you know what, Bill? We're going to buzz it up. I'm going to buzz you again. A couple times here. Maybe once more. We are going to get into this week's TV Buzz, where we're going to highlight some of the biggest news stories from the world of television. I'll do this one first. So, Bill, we have the cast of the upcoming Mighty Ducks series on Disney Plus has been revealed.
Fucking cake eater.
Once a duck, always a duck, said Emilio Estevez, the Mighty Duck man himself.
Emilio!
That's right. After 25 years, I'm delighted to lace up my skates, put on Coach Bombay's jacket, and return to play the iconic character for this new chapter in the Mighty Ducks franchise. Likewise, I'm thrilled to return to my old stomping grounds with my friends at Disney and Steve Brill, the original creator of the franchise, to join them on their exciting new platform, Disney Plus. Estevez will join previously announced series regulars Lauren Graham and Brady Noon. Also joining the cast are a bunch of unknown people that I don't feel that I need to read their names. In present-day Minnesota, the Mighty Ducks have evolved from scrappy underdogs to an ultra-competitive powerhouse youth hockey team. After 12-year-old Evan is unceremoniously cut from the Ducks, he and his mom, Alex, set out to build their own ragtag team of misfits to challenge the cutthroat, win-at-all-cost culture of competitive youth sports. With the help of Gordon Bombay, they discovered the joys of playing just for the love of the game. The Mighty Ducks will stream its 10-episode season later this year. Bill, we have new Mighty Ducks. Coach Bombay's back. We got a new ragtag team here getting ready to take on all comers and challenge the authorities of youth sports. How are you feeling about a Mighty Ducks Disney Plus series?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I think it's probably going to be a pretty popular show once it hits. Does he get another DUI? Will be the question. Because that whole first move is predicated on him getting a DUI, and his swift community service.
It is true.
Was in the form of coaching Pee Wee hockey. And certainly a classic movie for us growing up. Maybe it will be for a new youthful generation, and get to see Coach Bombay lead the Ducks to the big championship game.
I heard the actual arc is that they're trying to break Goldberg out of prison.
They enter like a hockey competition, like a shootout competition in order to free him.
Yeah, Goldberg's not doing too well.
Oh my God, did you see him recently?
Yeah, we shared the strange story on a couple episodes back.
Right.
I think we displayed the picture too, as well as we were talking about.
I believe so. And
Yeah,
he's
Jesus Lord.
mangled. Like he's probably in his 40s now, late 40s.
Yeah, somewhere around
The
there.
guy looks like the Unabomber.
Yeah, he looked like Osama bin Laden, dead.
Dead.
Well, he was dead.
Oh my God.
In terms of a Mighty Ducks series, obviously one of the greatest franchises of all time as a youth growing up, and especially with sports.
Who was your favorite character from the Mighty Ducks? Were you a Guy Germain kind of? Nah, he was fucking trash.
Frenchie.
What about Luis Mendoza?
Well, that's what's his face?
That's
from
Benny the Jet.
Yeah, Benny the Jet Rodriguez
Yeah.
from The Sandlot as well.
So I mean, obviously he's a multi-sport.
Russ Averman.
Yeah.
Averman, he's a good comic relief character there.
Todd. For my money, I'm gonna have to go Fulton Reed, the star center powerhouse coming down the defensive side. Gonna check it into the boards.
Foggy Nelson from Daredevil as well.
He
Yeah.
stinks.
Nah, he's good. Got the Bash Brothers going in.
Bash Brothers.
Yeah, I gotta hope. They didn't really with the cast that was announced. It's nobody that you're gonna recognize anybody's names. The one chick from Gilmore Girls, Lauren Graham. Over under on the number of episodes it's gonna take for Bombay to snag that tail.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, 12-year-old kid and his mom.
Come on, if Billy Bob Thornton banged her out instantly in Bad Santa, I think
Yeah, right.
Coach Bombay's got an easier
So-
time getting in there.
This show's got 10 eps going on. You think it's something that might catch a second season? Just predictions?
I mean, I think this is definitely one that's going to catch a lot of people in their nostalgic regions, so they're going to be very interested. People
Yeah.
our age, mid-30s to...
You think Kenan Thompson's gonna be on there?
I gotta wonder, with the different cast members from the other three films, is anybody else going to reprise their roles? You got to think, what's Joshua Jackson doing these days? Come on, Charlie Conway, Adam Banks, maybe. I don't know. Does
Adam
I
Banks.
ever see him in anything else? No. Okay. I got to think most of these people aren't really doing anything acting wise. So bring them on over. Get the Ducks back together, man.
Ducks.
Bill, why don't we continue along? I'm going to hand it off to you.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Remember, it's double-sided.
Double-sided. Flipping it up.
Other side.
This will be great for when we flip the script.
Oh, yeah. Don't even have to use the sound clip.
Well, Disney Plus has ordered an hour-long series based on the Tom Hanks Disney comedy film Turner and Hooch. Variety has learned that it was originally reported the show is in development in December. Josh Peck will star in the series as Scott Turner, described as an ambitious, buttoned-up U.S. Marshal who inherits a big, unruly dog. He soon realizes the pet he didn't want may be the partner he needs. The series has received a 12-episode order. Matt Nix is writing and executive producing the series, with Josh Levy co-executive producing. Tom Hanks! Disney!
All right, some
Turner and
more
Hooch.
Disney Plus here. Nostalgia.
So we got Josh Peck, who was...
Drake and Josh.
He played...
Here's the fat one, right? I think.
I don't know. I know he played Spock in the most recent Discovery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was him. And that's... what is it? Ethan Peck, right? Or... No.
Gregory Peck.
Gregory Peck. Yes.
Oh.
Wait, maybe I got my pecs messed up. I don't know. Ethan Peck, Josh, whatever. Boff, puke, whatever. You love that sound clip, don't you?
Well, I mean, birds peck, right? It's a bird noise. Speaking of birds, we'll get into that later. Turner and Hooch, though. You know, I think this is a movie that falls under my category of movies that I know that I've seen, just couldn't tell you a single thing about it. And I saw it when I was a kid. Couldn't tell you one thing that happens in there. Which one's Turner? Which one's Hooch? I don't know.
You don't know who Hooch is?
Remember that song, The Hooch?
Yeah.
You got the Hooch, baby.
Hootie, right?
No, it's not Hootie. Come on.
I don't fucking know.
Hoochie. Hoochie.
So Turner and Hooch, I mean, you for it?
I don't
Against
care
it?
about this one. I mean, I'm not against it if people are going to watch it, but I'm not.
It's an hour-long series.
That's
I mean, I guess it's better than like having like a movie that's.
Do you need
gonna be
12
shit.
hours of Turner and Hooch? Just watch the movie 6 times.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's another movie, and I feel like Tom Hanks made several of those, like kind of to your point, where it's like you remember them, but like, was Dragnet. I was actually a big fan of Tom Hanks and Dan Aykroyd's version of Dragnet. That was like, I feel like that's how like, kind of like how like Starsky and Hutch was made, like where it's very loose, but it's still in that, in that realm.
Never saw it.
Yeah, we'll check it out. Put it on your list.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, we'll move it on.
Moving on. I got this one here. This little 80s going on here. Fox has ordered a pilot of The Goonies-inspired drama about a teacher who, along with 3 students, attempts to remake the film shot for shot, Bill. The cult classic originally came out in 1985, directed by Richard Donner. So this isn't an actual just Goonies show. This is a series of them shot for shot remaking the film. Don't know how it's going to be laid out or anything like that, but it sounds kind of intriguing. I haven't really gotten anything quite like that in terms of the premise. Are you at all excited?
So are they remaking it with like different actors or different people?
Yeah.
Or are they kind of like just?
I think they have a new young actors that I guess they're going to be. The premise of the series is that they're remaking the movie, so I guess it's a series about them remaking the movie. I mean, I don't know how that, because I know they were gonna do a sequel, try to get some of the the cast like Sean Astin and everybody back, but it seems like they are now going this direction.
You know what I'm thinking. This is gonna be like. It's gonna be like.
Like Beverly Hills 90210, the new one. How it's like
like how
they're actually themselves, but
like kind of like the story of them is going to be predicated on them like going through this like process, and their process is going to be visceral in the sense that because they're trying to reenact something, things will pop up that they'll have to deal with, and it'll be adventurous in that own way because of how it's approaching. So. It sounds unique. You might have to either be like a real diehard fan, or this is going to have to really bring some kind of, once again, level of nostalgia that gets you wrapped up in it. And it's so funny when we talk about nostalgia now, because it's like all this stuff's being employed because it's like today's youth really doesn't have a clue as to like what shit was like during that time. Yet there's so much available now, like via internet, to like construct something together in a sense. It's like there's so much photographic data or material. There's so much video material. There's so much more information available on, just the 70s, the 80s, the 90s now that it's a like you don't even need to pass story on to one another and like tell somebody like, oh, this is what it was like. There's no need to connect anymore is the part that's a shame, I feel like. So it's like when we see all this nostalgia come out, like it can get a little numb because it's like, well, we lived it, we were there, well, you know, I enjoyed it, you know, when we had it, kind of thing. Now it's like other people are trying to rediscover that charm, and
they're like they're being biters.
Biters.
Remember?
Yeah, you're fucking biter.
Yeah, biting off us.
Poser.
Like, that was mine. You can't have it.
Yeah.
You can't experience it like we did.
Fucking biter.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wait to see a trailer for the series, see how it's looking. I got a semi about this one. Yeah, not fully erect, but. All right, Bill, read our next one here.
Another Disney. Disney. Again, Disney. Disney boss Bob Iger gave an update on the future of Star Wars universe and where the company will be shifting its creative focus over the coming years. This was done during a quarterly earnings call. We're taking a bit of a hiatus in terms of theatrical releases. We finished the 9-episode Skywalker saga, and we're developing both television and features, Iger explained. The priority in the next few years is television, with The Mandalorian Season 2 coming in October, and then more coming from The Mandalorian thereafter, including the possibility of infusing it with more characters, and the possibility of taking those characters in their own direction in terms of a series. Iger went on to confirm that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series starring Ewan McGregor and Rogue One prequel series with Diego Luna are both still in development. And then we have a prequel to Rogue One and the Obi-Wan series also in development, Iger said. So the priority for Star Wars in the short term is going to be television for Disney+. And then we'll have more to say about the development of the theatrical soon after that. So, Disney, Star Wars on a hiatus as far as theatrical movies go. They got some things in the pipeline, but overall, not keeping promise to anything as far as movies go. However, it seems like Mandalorian Season 2 is getting primed, ready to go next October. And then they are going to be looking to flesh out these Mandalorian characters, seeing if there's anything out there that... what's going on? I'm fucking talking.
I couldn't.
I was composed, man.
That's 53 seconds, Bill. What were you saying? All right, so there is a lot in here of what you were just reading. So we do have Mandalorian Season 2 coming out this October. We have the Diego Luna Rogue One prequel series for Cassian Andor, which I'm excited about. Very interesting character from that. Definitely would like to get some more backstory on what he was doing before the events of the Rogue One. And then we have the Obi-Wan series that we talked about in a recent episode. Reports are saying that it's been delayed a bit. Ewan McGregor came out and he himself said it hasn't been. It's basically on schedule. With Bob Iger coming out and saying that the focus is shifting to the television side of things, I'm very excited. We've had discussions about this topic before, where
that contained universe.
Yeah, I think the direction of Star Wars should be shifted to television, the more long-form storytelling that the film franchise just can't offer right now.
Right.
When you have a new trilogy like we just had, with such different visions of what each movie is from the first one through the third, we need one cohesive story here, and that's what The Mandalorian gave us during Season 1, and that's what I have confidence that these next two series are going to do the same. I really could care less if we get any new Star Wars movies for quite a long time. That new trilogy just left such a bad taste in my mouth. I feel like every time we were going to the theater to see one of these movies, playing Star Wars music in the car, and driving down the highway and getting all pumped up, and then you're excited, you see the opening crawl, and then 2.5 hours later you walk out just let down.
Right.
And I'm sick of feeling that way, and I didn't feel that way after watching The Mandalorian. I think this is a very very good and smart move here by Disney in general. Put all your eggs into this basket for right now and keep it going and keep doing it well. There's so many stories that you can tell, and they don't have to be huge budget, CGI space explosions and shit. More gritty, grizzled, hardened stories and characters is what I want to see. So keep it going that way. Anything else to add to that?
Yeah. No.
All right. So we've been doing a lot of talk recently about the streaming wars.
Streaming
We
wars.
got, like a cool sound clip for this, like a voiceover. Stream wars.
Stream wars.
Yeah, we got to work.
Stream wars.
How about this one? We can use this again. There you go. Stream wars. So we have a couple new announcements on the Stream Wars front. CBS All Access is pairing up with Showtime as a bundle as a part of the CBS All Access service. For an additional $15, you can get this new bundle. Now I wonder, I have Showtime at home just through Comcast by itself. Does that mean they're going to give me CBS All Access too? I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't know, but Dex, we need episode 4 of Picard.
Make it so.
Make it so.
Make it so.
We'll fix it. Remember, the internet just came back. We'll fix it.
Kidding.
Make it so.
We also have a different vein of the streaming wars here. It's not an actual subscription service, but Warner Brothers has teamed up with Cinemax to launch a Warner Max film production branch. So we know that HBO is going to be doing a lot of DC content, things like that, from Warner Brothers. So this is going to be their attempt at film production. I believe the report that I read said that they're going to look to do 10 feature films per year over the next coming years to try that out. So it'll be interesting to see if that's more DC content specifically because they're so tied into that whole thing, or if it'll be more original content. What do you think?
I would
about
hope
any
to
of
see
these?
more original stuff.
Right.
Just because
Like a la Netflix
that's
or-
what they like networks like Showtime has always been about. Obviously, CBS has always put out episodic content like that as well. And then Warner, talking about doing in-house filming. I think it makes sense, especially a big company like that. You'd be able to start producing your stuff, and that's the thing too is that when you look at those names there, like CBS doesn't have the the movie industry side of things really, and they have a library content, but they're not much of anything else.
One of our past recent shows, we talked about some of the new animated stuff that they're coming out. Friggin' George of the Jungle and Mr. Magoo and shit. Like, yeah, you might have rights to all this,
But it's not relevant
this IP,
anymore.
but it's stuff that nobody wants to watch. Like,
Yeah.
Mr. Magoo's like 50-something years old. Like,
Yeah.
nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. He was a fucking blind dude, basically. Like, just bumbling into shit.
I feel like it's kind of racist.
Mr.
know?
Magoo?
Yeah, against blind people. They're making fun of him. That's not cool. No,
Well, he wasn't, like, completely blind. He was just, like... It's like your grandpa who, like, can't see for shit, but still has his driver's license somehow, you know?
yeah, I guess that's true. I'm gonna check in to see if I can get free CBS All Access. That's what I'm gonna do. Warner Max.
Do it.
See, I have all this shit, so do I just automatically get stuff? Like, come on, give me a free. All right, we have one more topic here from the TV Buzz segment here. Bill, the Stranger Things Season 4 teaser trailer dropped just this past week.
Spoilers.
Yes, spoiler alert in case you haven't seen it by now. It's been out for a good week, so if
I'm
you
not
haven't-
even gonna say spoiler. You know what? If you watch
watch
season 3
Just watch it.
and you watch it to the end, you have an inclination of Hopper might still be alive. Well, they're not gonna make a season 4 without him. So spoiler alert, he's fucking alive. Oh, he's still alive, but he's a Russian now. And you know what? He's also a Russian in Black Widow movie. Wow.
Maybe he's the same character in both now.
Maybe he's just fucking following.
Like, the end of Stranger Things season 3 happened. Now he got like brainwashed by the Russians, and he's Captain Russia guy.
Captain Russia, man. He's Taskmaster.
No, he's not Taskmaster.
He's Assmaster. He's Stairmaster.
Thigh Master.
Thigh Master. He's Ass Blaster.
Oh.
He's Bassmaster.
Bassmaster's classic.
Bassmaster.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he kind of thought he was dead at the end of that last season, but he's back. He's we don't know if he is brainwashed or whatever he's doing.
He's brain dead.
He's like chipping away at the railroad tracks over there in Siberia, wherever they're at. Shaved head and shit. I don't know if they announced the release date for this yet. Have you seen that? I don't think
it's November 5th, 1955.
Okay.
Wait, no, that can't be right.
No, I don't think that's right. But whenever they do announce that, if they haven't already, we will let you guys know.
Dex is trying to descramble the self-destruct sequence over here.
Cut the yellow wire.
Oh, shit. They've employed a highly tectonic back-end server spike that's knocking us off.
They're going to give us a cold.
You know what? That's the thing that's missing about the science in movies nowadays. Like, there's no techno babble anymore. That like I know there's an easier way to say this, but give me some.
Well,
some
now it's just so
jargon.
easy. It's just a hologram.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a 3D rendering.
Man, I miss techno babble.
It's just checking the specs on the end line for the rotary girder.
I'm retarded.
Stranger Things season 4, though, Bill. Whenever it does come out, I think season 3 was much better than season 2 was. Very much enjoyed this past season, and the cliffhanger there of Hopper supposedly dying but not really. I'm very aroused for this season.
I'm aroused.
So when that does drop, we will let you know, and that is going to do it in our TV Buzz segment. We are now going to flip our script and change the focus to the world of film news and reviews. Bill, would you like to start us off here, sir?
Yes. Well, Rick Moranis, the SCTV alum and comedy star of such hits as Ghostbusters, The Flintstones, Spaceballs, and Parenthood, has closed a deal to return for the next Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sequel called Shrunk. The movie will be made for the theatrical side, not Disney Plus. Director Joe
No more
Johnston-
Disney Plus.
No more Disney Plus.
Even though I
Right
have
to
it.
theaters.
I pay for it, though, some more.
Director Joe Johnston will be back with Josh Gad also starring.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
Gad. The movie centers on Gad's character, who is the son of Moranis' Wayne Zelinsky, and is aspiring to be a great scientist like his father, but accidentally shrinks the kids.
Wow, is that what happened?
There's no way you can't say Josh Gad.
Gad. Egad.
Gad.
I totally forgot what his character was in this film. The last name is Zelinsky, and then it immediately
Zelinsky Auto Parts?
makes you think of Tommy Boy with
What if
Ray
they were?
Zelinsky.
What if? Yeah, I know. What if they were in
Related.
the same universe?
Right.
Somehow?
Now the spelling is different for
Right.
both names.
However.
But if it were, they could be like cousins or something.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they could
Interconnected film universe.
They could be long lost. Maybe maybe Ray dropped the S because he didn't want to be so Polish looking or something like that.
Maybe.
I make car parts, and my little brother friend here, Wayne, doesn't make car parts, and he's a lot less successful. What if it was in the same kind of vein as like Little Giants, where he's like the little pipsqueak brother kind of thing?
Ed O'Neill.
Yeah, and it was a similar kind of thing where Ray Zelinsky, Auto Parts King. I don't really have time for my little brother here.
Now, see, this is something really cool that I think should start happening a lot more. I don't need a full-fledged shared cinematic universe a la the MCU.
Just nice, like light references.
But yeah, like if there's like a series of films that are with a lot of the same actors and actresses.
Little recalls here and there.
Yeah, like the whole crew, like the 40-Year-Old Virgin crew, like
Right.
Seth Rogen, like all these, like they're always in the same movies.
Yeah.
James Franco, shit like that. Like why not have these little very small connective threads, just
Right.
as like a quick nod? You
Yeah.
don't have to expand upon anything further. Like I mean, Jay and Silent Bob, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Keep doing that, but that'd be fun.
And-
So Ray Zelinsky is the friggin'
And
cousin of Rick
what
Moranis.
the and you know what the thing too is like I feel like there's a lot of actors that have jumped on the reboot remake bandwagon pretty quick to either get cash or whatever. Obviously money is pretty much the main reason why these guys get back into it, right? Because it's been a long time since most of them acted. Now, I mean, Rick Moranis' story is a little bit different. He left acting in the early 90s after his wife died of cancer
Yeah, he
to
stayed
take
home,
care of his kids, and never really got back into the career. And I feel like a lot of actors that have done something that even at the time of their career, they might have been offered to do, like, hey, let's do another Ghostbusters, let's do another, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. After they did one or two movies, they were like, no, like, I don't want to be typecasted or anything like that. And I feel like a lot of these actors, had that mentality. And now, like, it's a different game now where it's like, that doesn't matter anymore. It's people are remembering a certain point of your career that was, very cool, and you did something that was very funny, and we just want a little bit of that again, and obviously get some money out of it too. But like in his case here, this is nobody was clamoring for this franchise to come back or anything like that, and it was just.
You think it would have been Ghostbusters that brought him out, but Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is the winner here.
Yeah,
very noble and admirable thing that he leaving a career behind to take care of his kids after his wife passed away. Good on him for still having the the want to get back out there after
Right.
He sees his kids grown and out on their own and doing their own thing. Why not test the waters again and come back? Ease yourself into something familiar. Like you just said, nobody's clamoring for a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Right.
Anything. So maybe it is a smarter thing that he didn't jump right into Ghostbusters because there's a lot more pressure on a project like that. So something small like
if
this.
he did Ghostbusters, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Moranis is back. We can get him in anything,
Right.
or we'll get him in."
I mean, that's probably going to be how people are thinking, just in general now that he's
Right.
coming back to do this. But maybe a smaller scale, so there's a lot less pressure on him to come back and be good.
Yeah.
Or so people aren't thinking he took a step back or left something behind. So I'm very interested to see him back in the game. So looking forward to that one. We have. I don't know if I want to talk about this one yet or save it for the last one. What do you think? Should we just do it now or save it?
Depends on if we're actually gonna just do this as a topic, or if you're gonna like hijack this and like go off.
I feel like I might hijack it. Let's. We're gonna move this one down. I'm gonna read this one instead, Bill. The next Indiana Jones film is not a reboot. In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Harrison Ford revealed the film is set to begin filming in 2 months, and gave a quick quote on the film saying, "I can't tell you any details, but I'm delighted to come back. We made the efforts to make it fun and ambitious as the originals. It's going to be good." He says it's going to be good, Bill. I got to believe him. What do you think?
I guess.
And you know what? I don't think Crystal Skull was terrible.
I gotta watch Crystal Skull again.
I like Aliens.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't remember.
Maybe
it
I
too
didn't
much.
really care about the friggin' CGI monkeys swinging trying to get Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
But he had Kate Blanchett in there.
He's gonna be running around with that dog from that new movie he was just in with.
Who's that?
I don't know. Harrison Ford. Dex got it on Dexflix.
He's got a
That
dog.
dog movie.
Is that Turner and Hooch?
It's not Turner and Hooch. Is that Mothra?
I gotta get like a dog barking sound clip. Yeah, get your dog.
Bark, dummy.
Nah, I have no idea what you're talking about though.
Yeah. Okay.
Indiana Jones 5.
I can't tell you any details. Probably because you don't have any details.
Yeah, even though it's
Good
about
sir.
to start filming in 2 months, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't need to see him running around being an action star anymore. He could play the Sean Connery role very well. Pass it off to somebody else. I mean, I guess that's what they wanted to set up with the last film.
Jehovah spelled with an I.
Yeah, that too. With Shia LaBeouf, but that didn't really pan out very well. What was his name? Mutt. His name was Mutt in that movie.
I really don't remember.
I'll be interested to see the plot of the movie, where they're going to go with it. But until then, well, I guess we'll find out stuff soon because it's going to be filming soon.
It should be like, it should be like a torch, passing situation. Like, you're gonna want to make more films under that banner, right? So like, why wouldn't you have just started this process a few years ago of like vetting somebody to be the next Harrison Ford, for those movies or
I
something?
think they were though, because
I
Chris
think
Pratt was
they were
rumored
too,
for
yeah.
it.
And I don't think it ever panned out. And so it's like, why wasn't there a little bit more done? And not that this movie has to be so much of a...
I think because Crystal Skull really was panned by a lot of people, they were hesitant to really do it again. I don't know if Harrison Ford necessarily wanted to come back and do it at the time. Maybe
Like, I just want to...
ruminated on it
I
a
just
bit.
want there to be, like, another Indy Jr. that came about only through the way of, like, basically Harrison Ford had, like, a dirty dick, when he was on his, like, expeditions and shit. Like, just...
That's what Crystal Skull was. That's Shia LaBeouf's character. With Marion Ravenwood.
Shows how much
their
I
son.
paid attention.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go. Good job, Bill.
seemed like a great idea.
Moving along.
Moving along.
Bill, did you hear the new James Bond theme
No, I didn't.
by Billie Eilish?
No.
Dex, have you heard this one either?
Willie Eyelash?
Yeah,
I have
Willie
not.
Eyelash, Willie Eye Black.
Let's give
I
it.
don't
Is
know.
this it?
No, this
Ah.
is just regular James Bond.
Can you pull it up?
No, I don't want to play that because I feel like we could get in trouble for that.
How?
ASCAP, those kinds of things.
ASCAP.
Yeah,
ASCAP, BMI.
yeah.
ASCAP.
They're the people that own the license to basically stream any of the major music out
You
there.
get in trouble for that.
So we'll stop the
Lots.
It's
recording.
not like a YouTube thing where you get a copyright claim.
We'll stop the recording for a moment.
Well, I mean, you can listen to it on your own, but just
guess.
know it's really bad.
Okay.
It's very slow, very boring, makes you want to take like a rusty spoon, right?
Yeah.
And what you're going to do with the spoon is
Right.
you're going to put the spoon part facing upwards.
Yeah.
And you're going to put the back of the spoon, the handle, straight up and down on top of a chair. And you're going to hold that there while you pull your pants down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sit down on the front portion of the end of the rusty spoon. And you're just going to let it go until it goes all the way up your ass.
Ah.
And then what you're going to do is enjoy that more than you would listening to this new James Bond song.
Wow.
Because it's really bad. I don't get the appeal of this Billie Eilish person. I guess she's got this kind of like modern day Fiona Apple thing going on where she's like a moody whatever, like
Yeah.
That is exactly
raspy breather singer thing. But like our alternative rock station here in our area, which is a term I use very loosely. I don't understand how this is deemed alternative rock. There's nothing. I don't think there's any actual instruments in it. I mean, from what I heard, the whole album was produced in her brother's apartment bedroom. So it's I just don't get it. Where's Live and Let Die? Wings and shit. Give me something rocking. The last couple, like Adele,
Okay, boomer.
Adele's is boring.
Adele's
Sam
always been
Smith is
boring.
boring. Like you have all these slow downer, bummer, boring songs, and then it makes the opening crawl. I get it. It's supposed to be artistic and whatever, but it's just so boring. Like, why do I want to be like set up to be down in the beginning of an action movie?
That's why like Duran Duran's opening.
View to a Kill.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, I
Check
just
it
don't
out.
get it. Yeah, listen at your own expense. Not good. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. So we're not. Read our last one, Bill.
Batsuit test footage.
That's right. I didn't write a story for this.
Yeah, no story there.
So
Sean.
the test footage from test footage from the new Batsuit.
It says insert any 3 words.
The Batsuit test footage came out recently. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
It's all right.
It's all right.
I mean,
At first glance, I wasn't impressed. I gotta be honest.
yeah, I didn't. Somewhat how the cow cuts like his chin, like his jaw. Like, I understand he has a very pronounced
Got a
jawline,
prominent chin.
but I didn't. There's something about how it kind of swoops or something like. Did you see the bat logo though? Is made from the
Yeah.
gun apparently.
Yeah, the gun that killed his parents.
Yeah,
that's pretty
that was,
cool.
That was neat. I mean, otherwise the suit looked, like a just more polished Batman Begins kind of like that.
Tactical.
That tactical kind of outfit. The cow is kind of like the. Like it's not as nubby of the ears as
Yeah, that's gonna be
Batfleck's.
the new like big thing. Like, how long are his ears gonna be?
Right.
Because it was the same way with like the last two.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. I think we should get like a block pool going for that. Get different sizes. Yeah, everybody bets on one.
Well, you saw the full cow, right? You saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's okay. I mean,
Yeah, they could have done us more of a service instead of using that red background so you could actually see
Yeah.
what was going on. But interesting from what we did get so far. I'm sure we'll get more in the coming months here.
yeah, it's just
Comic-Con's coming
test
up.
footage. They're just trying to, dip their finger in the market a little bit and see what people are
Yeah,
saying.
sometimes you just dip your finger in and test it
Just
out.
dip it your,
Dip
not
it
your
up.
whole foot, just the finger.
Yeah, Jay. Right
Little
in.
finger swipe.
All right, we're going to get into this one.
Get into it.
After a disappointing opening weekend at the box office, Birds of Prey got a title change, Bill. Did you know that? They changed the title.
They changed it.
Most major theater circuits such as Regal, AMC, and Cinemark are using the new title Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey in their listings online, ticketing apps, and on marquees. The film opened domestically with a $33 million domestic take. I just said domestically twice for some reason. Far below initial projections, which were anywhere between 40 and 60. The film opened, I just read that, with a near 50% drop during the second weekend. The film has grossed an estimated $62 billion domestically. Variety is reporting on the film's break-even point to be between 250 to 300 million. So that's just to break even and not even make a profit. So the initial reports of their budget for this film, Bill, was about $86 million. Some outlets are even going as high as $100 million. So the way that you figure how much they're making compared to their production budget. So it's not just how much money they make overall subtracted from the production budget number. You have to also take into account their marketing budget, which I believe by today's standards is an average of $30 million. So add another $30 million on top of that, and call it 86. So that's 116 that they're already in the hole for before the movie even comes out. Then all the profit that comes in as a part of their domestic take out 1/3 of that number that goes directly to the theater chains. So whatever that 86 is, or was it 62 million, take out 20 million of that. So realistically, they made about 40 million domestically. There is no way that this movie is going to be profitable, in my opinion. After 2 weeks, they have not even made.
What about in
their
the
production
international markets?
budget. Internationally, I
something-
know it's over 100. As of this past end of this past weekend, it was at 145 worldwide. So even with that number worldwide, if Variety's reporting is accurate, the $250 to $300 million threshold that you need to get to be profitable, or not even to be profitable, to break even. I don't see this movie getting anywhere close to there. You have Sonic the Hedgehog coming out that overtook it after it being in theaters for just a week. I don't see this happening. Bill, what do you think? About how poorly it is performing, and how. What were some of the issues do you think that kind of hampered the film from really exploding?
I mean, from the get-go too, it's DC. I mean, once again, it's another entry in the DC universe that like
this made $100 million less than Suicide Squad opening weekend, by the way.
Like, I just don't know. Once again, still, like, does DC know what their game plan is? Because it's like, either scrap this whole idea of a universe where whenever a new DC movie comes out and I have to kind of picture it in the everything under the umbrella of DC, and it's like, well, I'm trying to follow this cinematic universe you're putting out, but it's not cohesive, so you do like movies then that aren't completely connected, then don't call it a universe. Just make movies that have, references or recalls or, whatever, nods to, I don't care what you want to, they don't have to be so interconnected. And I think that's the problem here too, is where you feel like these movies are supposed to be interconnected, and then movies like this just, they're not marketed well to inform you, what it's about, because like no average viewers looking at this movie and thinking like, oh my god, it's got like all the characters that, no, you probably don't even know these characters. Like, you don't even know Harley Quinn really, unless you're a diehard Batman fan. So you got to look at it in other ways that you can bring viewers in and get them excited about a certain movie. I just don't think this was prepared for long enough. And for what reason it was even really made, like, I don't know what direction creatively this is moving in and how this is.
No, I think it's. We should
used.
preface our conversation about this, because neither of us have seen this movie. So anything that we're going to be talking about isn't actually anything about what happens in the movie, because we have not seen it.
Yeah.
So off the bat,
I'm just
to
purely
let you
talking
know.
about like how this this movie
Like, do you think giving it an R rating was a mistake?
it's R-rated.
It's R rated.
See, I didn't even know that, because you're not like, it didn't, any previews or anything I saw, like, I didn't.
So, like, if the big contingency of the fan base is for Harley Quinn's character,
Yeah.
you see a lot of teenage girls wearing Harley Quinn shirts or doing
Right.
cosplay or whatever. So, say that demographic is your primary target.
Yeah.
So you're going to put out a film about the character that the majority of their fan base can't go to see because they're not 18 and it's an R-rated movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of sense does that make? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then you have it titled Birds of Prey, even though the story is about Harley Quinn. Why are you giving it that title? How many of the movie-going audience is aware of who the Birds of Prey are, who have read their comic arcs or know anything about them? And you're putting that front and center instead of marketing it as a Harley Quinn movie, which, from all accounts, it is. So now, week 2, they're having to come out and change the damn name of the movie after it's already out. Like, there just seems like so many failures on all fronts, from the get-go, from DC and Warner Brothers here, which they just had Joker that made $1 billion.
Right.
And a movie for a supposedly really uber popular character who's touted as one of the most up and coming,
I think the thing
profitable characters. You can't do anything with.
And
because
it's
you
tough
don't know what
because
you're doing.
when you have like lesser known characters that are a part of a bigger universe, it's like the movie industry it's like the movie industry is trying to cash in on that entire universe, where it's like, if you treated this as like a more independent project and you know, focused more on like compartmentalizing it a little bit, I think you would be able to draw out some of those elements that you're really seeking to cash in on. So if you took those characters and made it look like it's not in like a comic book universe, or, you know, just adjacent to something like that effect, then you'd be like, oh wow, this looks a little bit different or something. Whereas this just, it looks like a copycat to Suicide Squad and, you know, and some of the stuff that we've seen prior from DC.
And now they're already like leaking photos of, you know, Suicide Squad, you know, the new one from James Gunn, you know, as this movie just dropped last week. So like, are they already trying to like skirt past this movie and get people excited for the next movie Harley Quinn's in, even though this one's not doing very well? Like,
yeah,
I just don't understand any of the tactics that they're using.
They might have started this as like, you know, a ladies kind of team up movie, and then really figured that their general audience probably doesn't have much backstory to go off of to say, well, how did all these people come together? So then maybe they're like, well, we'll just focus on the hot bombshell that we have that, you know, can be our leading face. So now it's, okay, now she's a leading woman that's got, you know, her own group. But see, it all becomes convoluted because then you don't know where the point of origin for this story is going to go. And I mean, obviously, once again, we're talking about this movie not having seen it, but we're just trying to speculate from that marketing standpoint of what went wrong with capturing people that didn't have too much, you know, background on what the story is supposed to be about and where it's going. And if it's not supposed to be anything more than one movie, like, fine. But that's also once again the problem with the DC universe is that you're giving people the idea that everything is expansive under this umbrella, and that, you know, we're all gonna have interconnectivity and it's all gonna, well, that's too grandioso at times. Like, just if you just say we're gonna make, you know, this one movie and, you know, go from there. Like, I think they really hinged upon this being, you know, some next big thing, and, you know, they underestimated what people actually know.
And I find it very strange, you know, obviously the biggest portion of fans of this character, like we said, it's younger girls who, if they're not old enough, weren't able to go and pay to see this movie. The film itself is being, you know, thrown around between different, you know, call them SJW groups or thoughts or whatever it is. You know, using it, this is a feminist movie. You see a headline saying, this movie is not for men, or this movie is this. I'm really getting sick and tired of, you know, using film and television or whatever it is, entertainment, as a platform to get, you know, these kinds of things across. Like, why can't a movie just be a movie because that's what the script called for? Not because anybody has an agenda or wants to get a message out there. Like, obviously, if the story calls for a certain kind of message, if it's about something, sure. But, you know, we keep throwing all these different tropes around and things like that just make movies, you know, not fun to watch or talk about anymore, because, you know, we've all had social media interactions where we may disagree with people in terms of, you know, their views on things. But it's important to be able to have a dialogue and talk about things whether you agree or not, but still find a middle ground to, you know, respectfully debate. Yeah, like we said, we have not seen this movie, but there are different outlets out there, you know, saying things. Yeah, this movie's for women. Week one, you know, opening weekend, the box office was predominantly a male box office. So 54% of the box office came from males. So if this movie is specifically being touted as a movie for women, why isn't there a larger discrepancy in the male-female ratio in terms of box office dollars? Is there any I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
Because if you're marketing this movie for women and saying it's not for men, but the men are the one who's going out to support it more, first you're telling them it's not for them, but then they're the ones giving you most of the money anyway. So wouldn't you just come out and say that the movie's for everyone instead of saying, this is for women?
You know what, too? I wonder if that kind of marketing, was...
it's exclusive marketing.
Well, I wonder if it was also... I also wonder if it was exclusive to the weekend that it came out. Think about it. It came out for Valentine's weekend, right? Was it this weekend?
No, it was a week before Valentine's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even so, it's like... Do you wonder? Obviously, male
came out
male audiences are predominant anyway. But do you think it was? If you think in terms of let's exclude our wives, because we know our wives would probably be interested in going to see a movie like this just off the cuff anyway. But some women out there would be like, oh, honey, let's go to the movies tonight. What do you want to see? And it's like. I'm the guy and I say Birds of Prey, yeah, it's got women in it, but it seems like a fucking, comic book, action, I don't, it feels rough on the surface. I don't really want to go see something like that. I want to go see, a Doolittle kind of movie or something like that. Does the marketing people then say oh, hey, we need to get, guys to bring their girls to this movie because, it's just not going to be enough, female audience going, on their own otherwise. So we got to throw out a tagline this is for women too. So then women, when your husband's like, honey, you want to go see a movie tonight? What do you want to see? Well, that ad told me that it's for women. It's...
Oh, reverse psychology?
Right, so it's you're just trying to tell the audience what they need to hear. Because otherwise, you're gonna... I think you could say, all that kind of stuff for, even other movies, where, they did the female Ocean's 11 movie, the Ocean's 8 or whatever, even when I, if I was to think, I'm gonna take my wife to the movies, if I brought up Ocean's 8, I don't even know if all women would be into something like that because it's your immediate recall is back to the men's Oceans movies and it's action, it's kind of masculine oriented. I understand there's gonna be feminine touches in there that make it, but your initial reaction, especially when it's a franchise or something that has close association to a male product, your association is going to be well, I'm getting that product again. And that's why I think it's just so important that for female representation to have creative, original pieces that allow them to explore those characters to the best of their abilities.
You know what I find interesting to this day? Sigourney Weaver's character in Alien was originally written as a male character.
Right.
And she knocked her interview or her audition out of the park so much, and she was very much wanted for the job because of her merit on acting, that she was given the role even though it was a male role.
Yeah.
I wish that today's culture was more like that in terms of giving people their due based on their their merit and their performance, and not because people are out there screaming for this cause or that cause.
Yeah.
Somebody shouldn't get something just because there's not enough of it. Somebody should get it because they're right for it or they earned it. And, you call me a boomer if you'd like, even though I'm
okay, boomer.
certainly not that old. Yeah, I think you get what you earn in this life. And, there's a difference between having enough representation compared to giving things unfairly because of different circumstances. That's really all I have to say about that. I think we're going to end our show here today, Bill. I've had enough of you for one day.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to end our show. Make sure you check out Cinescape.media for not only our show, but everything on the Cinescape Media Network, including Suburban Paranormal and Mixtape Radio. And check out everything on our social media platforms as well as our YouTube channel. Subscribe today, share, let everybody know where the good stuff's at over at Cinescape Media. For myself, Sean Harrigan, for Bill Rowdy Tozzi, and Dex Burgess, we wanted to say thank you guys for listening, and we will see you later. When will I speak?